In the ancient kingdom of Amosari, where the people lived by strict traditions, there was a princess named Orenma. She was beautiful, with smooth dark skin that shined like the night sky, and her eyes sparkled like stars. Everyone in the kingdom admired her, but no one knew the secret she kept deep in her heart. Orenma was the daughter of King Oduma, a mighty ruler known for his wisdom and strong leadership. He had plans for Orenma to marry a prince from a neighboring kingdom, but Orenma had other desires. Her heart belonged to someone else, someone she could never openly love, a humble housemaid named Ada. Ada was kind and gentle, with a warm smile that could melt anyone's heart. She had been serving in the palace since she was a young girl. Orenma and Ada had grown close over the years, but as they became older, their friendship turned into something more. It was a forbidden love, a love that could never be accepted in their world. Every night, when the palace was silent and everyone was asleep, Orenma would sneak out of her royal chambers and meet Ada in a hidden room beneath the palace. It was a small, cozy space, where they could be themselves without fear. Their love blossomed in the dark, away from the eyes of the world. They shared kisses, tender touches, and whispers of love that filled the room like a sweet melody. But the walls of the palace had ears, and secrets like theirs were difficult to keep. One night, as they lay in each other's arms, lost in their world of love, they heard a noise outside the door. Orenma's heart pounded in her chest as she quickly covered herself, and Ada trembled with fear. The door burst open, and there stood King Ojuma, his face twisted with anger and shock. Behind him were the palace guards, who had followed the king after he became suspicious of his daughter's nightly disappearances. "What is this madness?" the king roared, his voice echoing through the small room. "How dare you defile the royal bloodline with this sinful act?" Orenma's heart sank. She knew that there was no way to explain their love in a way the king would understand. She stood tall, trying to protect Ada, but her voice was shaky as she spoke. "Father, I love Ada. Please, you must understand." "Silence!" King Ojuma interrupted, his eyes burning with fury. "This is an abomination. You have brought shame upon this kingdom, upon our family. Guards, take this woman away." The guards grabbed Ada roughly, and she cried out, reaching for Orenma. "Please, don't do this. Orenma, help me." Orenma tried to run to Ada, but the king held her back. "You will never see her again," he hissed. "She is banished from this land, and you are no longer my daughter." The words cut deep into Orenma's heart. She felt as though her whole world was crumbling around her. Ada was dragged out of the palace, her cries echoing in Orenma's ears. She wanted to fight, to scream, but she was powerless against the king's wrath. Orenma was stripped of her royal title and locked away in her chambers, guarded day and night. The once joyful princess was now a prisoner in her own home, her heart broken and her spirit crushed. The kingdom buzzed with rumors of the disgraceful act, and Orenma became the subject of whispers and judgment. Days turned into weeks, and Orenma sank deeper into despair. She missed Ada terribly, wondering where she was and if she was safe. She longed to escape the palace, to find Ada and be with her again, but the walls that once protected her now felt like a cage. Meanwhile, Ada wandered through the wilderness, lost and alone. She had no home, no family, and no one to turn to. She thought of Orenma every day, hoping that somehow, they would find a way back to each other. But the road ahead was uncertain, and the pain of their separation weighed heavily on her heart. In the kingdom of Amosari, the people whispered about the fallen princess, wondering what would become of her. Would she remain locked away forever, or would she find a way to reclaim her love? And what of Ada, the banished housemaid? Would she survive in the harsh world beyond the palace walls? The story of Princess Orenma and Ada was far from over. Their love, though forbidden, was strong, and fate had a way of bringing together even the most unlikely of lovers. But the challenges ahead would test their bond in ways they could never have imagined. Asterisk to be continued.